And brief listeners, this is Resonate Yes. I'm super excited for you to listen to this live episode recorded at NorthShore headquarters. We covered a lot of your questions submitted to us via Tumblr and Instagram and FetLife and Reddit in this episode. And I'm also excited for you if you want to see some pictures and some video that we took inside of NorthShore headquarters, with their permission, of course. That actually will be linked in the show notes. So be sure and click on that link to see the inside of NorthShore and their big warehouse. The other thing is that at the end of this episode, as you'll hear, NorthShore gave me a little bit of a surprise. I honestly didn't know about it, but they had a discount code for you and me, Love and Brief listeners. So stay tuned for that. You'll hear that at the end of the episode. But in the meantime, I'm so happy to bring you this episode live from NorthShore. Enjoy. Welcome to Love in Brief, a sort of brief ABDL advice podcast focused on issues of love. I am Resonate Yes.
And I am Lola.
And we are thrilled to be recording live on site at the NorthShore Care headquarters.
It's so exciting.
It is so exciting.
Woo-woo.
We've been wanting to do this for a while, and we've been lucky enough to connect with the good folks at NorthShore, with James and Nicole in the past, and we said, look, next time we have an opportunity, we want to just come sit down and talk all things NorthShore, all things diaper industry, get a tour of the warehouse, the whole bit. And we got to do that. We got to get a tour of the warehouse just a few minutes ago. I have to say, it's pretty damned impressive.
Oh, yes, it's very impressive. Also, so many diapers.
So many diapers. And we will actually play some of that audio a little bit later in the podcast.
That's so exciting.
Because I want to share that with everybody. We'll put some pictures up, some video, so folks can see inside the warehouse. But huge opportunity to get a chance to be invited here.
Yeah, and it's always so wonderful coming here. They are such an incredible company in terms of their values and their support and acceptance of for whatever reason you wear diapers, we're here to support you. Yep. And they are just wonderful humans that work at this building too.
And we got to talk with one of those humans who is sitting across from me now. James, remember we connected about what is this new role that James is in regarding channel marketing for ABDL. So we are going to reconnect on that. But I do want to say, just as a bit of disclosure up front, that we are not paid by NorthShore, sponsored by NorthShore. We just really think that they do cool stuff. And other than the occasional discount or sample, this is just something that we're passionate about. So I just wanted folks to know that right up front.
We do love their diapers.
We just think they're freaking great.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's dig in. We have two guests sitting live across from the table with us. And I'll start with James because our listeners have met James before. Yeah. James Frost, the channel marketing specialist at NorthShore. The question we always ask at the beginning of every episode is, tell us about your love. Tell us something you love right now.
Right now, I would have to say one of my biggest loves has been reconnecting with cooking. So I was didn't have the time for it for quite a while. So I've kind of reconnected with that recently and have been cooking a lot of my own home meals.
Oh, nice. Is there something that you've been making in particular?
I'm not sure if there's anything in particular, but we have been, my partner and I have just making a really big effort to make sure that we actually open the cookbooks that we have in our house and actually pick something out of them and use it. So that's been something we've been really trying to do recently.
That's so great.
I own a half a dozen cookbooks. I've never opened a single one of them. They're literally just decoration for the shelf.
I love my cookbooks, actually.
Yeah, I need to get inspired. Thank you for that. And we're also here with Nicole, who is the VP of Marketing at NorthShore. And Nicole, we've gotten to chat with you, but this is the first time our listeners are getting to meet you. Tell us about something you love right now.
So right now, I am loving my drive to work. I created a joy playlist the other day of all the songs that just make me happy when I hear them. Think about like Call Me Maybe by like Carly Rae Jepsen, that every time you hear it, it's just a throwback. You're going to jam out. You're going to sing at the top of your lungs. All Right by Darius Rucker. Yeah. And I'm just enjoying singing in the car really off tune.
I love it. You were the first person I've met from the greater Chicago area who says, I like my drive to work. That's not a common sentiment here.
To be fair, my drive is like 15 minutes long.
Okay. It's just enough for like 3 songs. Yeah. Belted out.
I love that. I mean, to start your day with joy.
Start my day with joy.
That's awesome.
And we use this term sometimes on Love and Brief. We talk about Nillas. Would you describe yourself as a Nilla?
I am definitely a Nilla. But everybody keeps opening my eyes up to new things, and I'm really excited about learning about all the non-Nilla things in the world.
All the many non-Nilla things.
That's amazing.
We love Nillas on this podcast, so
Yes.
I'm really glad you're here. And I will say, the first time that we met, you had these incredibly thoughtful, sensitive, deep questions about ABDL and what it's like being in a power dynamic and all that. And I thought this is somebody I could talk to for ages. So I just so appreciate your thoughtfulness and sensitivity.
If I can just say, Nicole and the entire team here has been super open to kind of embracing ABDL, embracing the weird of what king and fetish is, and just trying to really understand what the lifestyle is. It's been really awesome just to be able to have those conversations and be open here as we learn and understand our customers here more.
Yeah, I think embrace the weird is a great way to talk about it. It would be strange to say it's not strange. It is strange.
Yeah.
And also, I'm so glad that people are embracing it.
Well, you guys make it so easy, by calling it weird, and then there's no more fear. We can just ask the question.
Yeah.
How many times have I said to you, I've got a stupid question?
100%, and there's never a stupid question.
That's awesome. I mean, okay, so I will defy that and ask some stupid questions today. But they're only stupid because you guys work in an industry that I don't, and you know so much about making diapers that I think so many of our listeners have wondered. And we reached out to our listeners and said, hey, we're going up to North Shore. What do y'all want to know? So we have a whole bunch of questions but I want to start at a macro view. We talked about the values of the company. Tell me about the values at North Shore and how you actually see them walked out, because I certainly have worked at places where the values are on the wall but have nothing to do with day-to-day life. Where have you actually seen them walked out here?
So I think caring is the first one on our wall. Our values are, we call them chat values. So it's caring, happy to help, above and beyond, and teamwork. And I think caring is the thing that we see walked out the door most often. From every time you call a customer service rep to hopefully the care that we put in packaging, creating the box and putting things in the shipment for you, all the free samples that come with the order.
Yeah.
We hope, I think, most of all, that the customers feel the caring.
Yeah.
100%.
It does come across too, doesn't it?
I mean, that's been my experience by visiting here, but also just just the fact that they hired a ABDL channel ambassador.
Yeah.
Because we're here and we buy diapers too, and they don't care why we're buying diapers. They care to provide us with good product and good support. Mm-hmm. That's always been my experience.
I remember when we ran into Adam, the CEO and founder, in the hallway last time we were here, he said, we make diapers for people who wear diapers. Mm-hmm. End of story. I don't care why you wear them. We make diapers for people who wear diapers. And that comes across, especially with the outreach in the ABDL world.
Yes.
One of the questions that we got from a listener on Reddit was, how has having an ABDL focus, how has that changed your business, and how has it changed the sort of the day-to-day work here at North Shore?
I'll take that one. Not only have we learned a ton, but I think some of the ABDL customers that we have been the most vocal, have been the most willing to share their experiences. I know we're going to talk a little bit about, the Megamax USA product.
Yeah.
But these are the customers that are going to try the product, that are going to be those power users, the super users that we think about in tech, and are going to give us that feedback, are going to tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what they want more of. And that helps us build the best diapers that can be made.
And as a active community member, I always knew that North Shore was ABDL friendly, but then to get here and understand that they were already doing a little bit of ABDL training, they were already really aware of it on the customer service side and within the marketing, and that they were willing to take it a step further and learn even more with ABDL 101 that I run and things of that nature. It was just, again, so good to see the team just embrace it, and we've just taken it a step further now. That helps as we create products and reach out, do more outreach to all of our customers.
Yeah. I'm so curious about ABDL training. Mm-hmm. What does that mean, ABDL training, for your staff?
Yeah, so I run an ABDL 101 that is not, this is pretty similar to some of the stuff that I did at some of the conventions, just talking to other Kingsters that are not necessarily ABDL within the community, but maybe have an adjacent friend or something, they wanted to learn more. But I take this and it's more business spin, so we talk about the history of ABDL, but then how do we market to it? What's appropriate ways to interact when we go to events, and what are they looking for? What should we listen for? Things like that.
How has the staff reacted to ABDL training?
I've done 5 or 6 sessions so far. We always have a lot of questions in them. Everyone, and it's kind of a range. don't know, I think don't know what to ask or how to take it. But we get questions every session. And they're really good of, hey, like this relates to, I had a customer on the phone the other day and they were asking about this. How do I answer it better? This is what I told them. So we're like growing every time. It's great.
Yeah.
And some of our NILA team members have gone out to shows and events.
Amazing.
So that's been really cool as well.
How did they feel coming back?
So they just had a blast, honestly. And going into it, I was really intentional to say, hey, don't only just work in the booth and go hide in your room afterwards. Pick a class, pick an activity, go and mingle and meet and learn about this. And they were, when they weren't on a shift, they were like, okay, like I have to go catch a class, I have to go catch a panel. And they were active, which was just awesome. And I would see them, walking around and making friends in the evening and things like that. So that was just really nice to have a team that was so interested in that.
That's amazing. And I think about how accepting of as a company you are of us, and I hope that their impression, I hope us as a community we're also accepting of, a NILA, quote unquote, being there. So that's so cool. I'm wondering, can you speak about what events you've gone to?
Yeah, so we started back in September going to Baby FurCon. So we did that as our kind of first ABDL live show. And and then we did CapCon in December. And then we are, or January, I guess, actually. And then we are now hitting the road and doing some of the regional event shows. So the regional events that we partner with throughout the year and sponsor their events with diapers and raffle items. We went out at the beginning of the year, we went to CapDL in DC to their big diaper fiesta event. And then we've been to NYC ABDL's Diaper Happy Hour just the beginning of this month. And we're looking at also, we'll be going out to Diapers After Dark in Boston, Diaper Up Chicago, and the Chicago Puddle Scouts, and then the Clubhouse Seattle ABDL later in the year.
So from New York to Seattle?
Absolutely.
Do you get to go to all these?
Yeah, so I am the one on the ground, and I usually bring a little table set up and sell some of our merch, and diaper samples and things like that, and just and some promo cards and do some raffle items and things like that. So I on the ground, and I think it's super awesome that we can coast to coast and try to be out there and be seen, be visible, and support the community.
And is that something you think will continue in the future?
I certainly hope that we continue to do this. I can pass it over to Nicole.
Yeah, showing up matters. We got to show up.
Cool.
I remember when we first sat down, Nicole, you said something to me that stuck with me, which was, we want to show up, but we don't want to take over your space. And I thought that was so sensitive and so thoughtful. How has it been managing that balance?
So it definitely helps having James here. Being a member of the community, he can definitely guide us and let us know, what's appropriate, make sure we don't step over the line. And honestly, just being able to ask the questions, conversations that we've had even. Everyone's so open to sharing, so it makes it really easy to kind of figure it out along the way. And then if we ever overstep, hopefully you guys will tell us and then forgive us.
Yeah, I think A, this is a community that is happy to be vocal, and B, runs deep on forgiveness. I think the response that I've seen from the community, because again, I posted in Reddit and on FetLife and said, anybody have any questions? And we got a lot back of just thank you. It wasn't a question, it was just thank you. Thank you for engaging the community. Thank you for showing up for us. I think we are not used to that from a company that operates in the NILA sphere, showing up for us and saying we care about you too. Well,
and going into this too, we always wanted to go in with the mindset that we're very aware that we're not ABDL owned and operated, and a lot of the other companies and brands out there in that space are. So we wanted to be slow and humble in our approach to engaging with this world. To make sure that we are intentional and authentic the entire time.
Yeah. I want to throw out a question that we got. From Fua, 5 Fuas, that is.
That's so many Fuas.
That's so many. The question is, what was the catalyst to NorthShore designing products to appeal to the ABDL market? I know that's something that you're just beginning to do. Was there a catalyst for that? And was NorthShore aware and supportive of the lifestyle before they got into the business? Or now are you just open-minded and non-judgmental enough to recognize a new market for your products?
So I can start a little bit of that and maybe a little bit of fill in here. So Adam, the owner, founder, was aware of the ABDL world about 2 years into the business. So it became evident in a lot of the kind of the outreach from customers and such, and he began to learn what the ABDL world was, and then got onto Reddit and got onto some of the forums, and was kind of guided to learn about the world of ABDL. And then from there, kind of evolved over several years, and there were some articles that put out. I think the most well-known one was like ABDL was the best thing to happen to the diaper industry since like sticky tape.
Oh, interesting.
That was like one of the best articles out there
That's
that
a good
everyone
one.
still like talks about.
Yeah.
Of how like the industry has changed and evolved due to a lot of the feedback and support that came from the community. So and then I think as we've moved on, and I know we went to Capcom in 2018 with some plans to get back out there and do some more shows, and then COVID happened, of course, and then I entered the scene.
Yeah, James had sent an email and was looking for a new role, and it all just kind of worked out together. We had some really great conversations during your interview process. It made a lot of sense. We had some conversations internally just around like, if we're about caring, then we're about caring. If we're about acceptance, then we're about acceptance. If we're about freedom and dignity, then we're about freedom and dignity. And really wanting to embrace that. And it made sense for us. I think one of the interesting things about it too, like from a business perspective, is that like when we go and we drill through our website results and our like search engine results, our ABDL pages on our websites have always done extremely well. Those are key search terms. The customer was always there. So why not embrace them? Why not empower them?
Yeah.
We'd make content for any other customer base. Why wouldn't we make content for this one?
Oh,
I love that
it.
perspective.
Yeah, I love that.
I really do. And I think, sometimes we other ourselves. Like, we get all in our heads and go, okay, well, we're different, we're other, and we're going to get rejected. And I'd just love to hear from you. Like, it's like, oh, no, you are another customer that we care about, just like every other customer that we care about.
Yeah.
We kind of put ourselves in that position.
I agree. So I'm wondering if you can speak to now designing. You guys have new designs about ABDL characters. Was there a catalyst for that? And is there anything you can talk to or give us information about maybe any more ABDL things coming?
So I think, when James came and we decided to really jump in, all in for the ABDL community, we noticed we had a product gap. Like, we've sold some other printed products, but a lot of the ABDL brands that have been in the scene for a long time, they have cool characters, they have cool patterns, fun shapes and colors, and we just didn't have that yet. So it made sense to figure out what our characters were going to be, our pack, and go from there.
Can you talk about the pack a little bit?
Yeah, so I think I might have mentioned on the last episode a little bit that we did, but we knew, again, like we kind of knew that we needed to create our own characters. So we kind of went back and did a little bit of reverse marketing and thought that the names of a lot of our existing products kind of lent itself well to the superhero theme, Megamax and Supreme and things like that. Dinah just made me think of a speedster from all the comics that I've ever read, right?
Yes, that's so good.
Right?
Yeah.
So we did a little bit of, backwards marketing to create the characters for those products for the ABDL channel, and everything just kind of flowed. We found a community artist, Ash and Whiskers, who we are still working with, and they just brought the ideas to life, and it's been amazing the community response to these characters and their backstories. I think we went a step further than some of the companies have done and created backstories and gender identities and all these like stories really, and people want more stories. They're asking when the comic book's coming. So I think it's been really just honestly insane to see the amazing response that we've gotten to these characters already, and we've only put out panel stickers and clothing, so there's so much more to come.
Can we talk about that? So the number one question we got was, hey, when's an ABDL diaper coming? And I think, you kind of telegraphed with the panel sticker, like, hey, we're working on some cool characters and stuff. What can you tell me about the future of ABDL diapers at North Shore?
That they're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming.
You heard it here. They're coming.
We've seen some really super looking designs.
Cool.
working with Ash and Whiskers on the product again. Yeah, so we are working with Ash and Whiskers once again, as well as Little Lemur Stickers as kind of one of our advisors on the project. They have both been amazing to work with throughout the panel sticker process, all the character development, and now working on the diaper designs. So we're super excited to eventually be able to share those with you all, but we want to make sure it is just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And I love that you went to community members for the art and the community to, you actually came to the ABDL community and I assume the fur community too, to, get these artists.
And you're actually focus grouping them too, right? There's a regular ABDL focus group.
Yeah, well, first with the artists, we've been super intentional from day one. We knew that we wanted to work within the community because that's a really important thing to any niche community is working with them, right? Yeah. So we wanted to make sure it was for them, by them, really. And then, we have started what I believe is the first ABDL focus group for a company producing products. And we're going to be actively engaging with them for product testing. In-person reviews, and to run some of our designs through them as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about, this one came up as well, more than once. What about a pull-up? I know pull-ups, so here's the thing. We've interviewed enough diaper manufacturers and diaper makers that everybody says pull-ups are the holy grail. They're impossible for some reason to do a decent ABDL pull-up. Any chance of an ABDL pull-up at some point in the future, or do we just need to stop thinking about it?
Well, I would say never say never. The future's really long. Yeah. But we're really focused on getting this packed diaper ready to go.
Let's focus on the plastic diaper first. We'll worry about pull-ups later.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool.
So I have another question that I thought of when I first heard that you were reaching out to ABDL folks. I was like, oh my God, do they know I'm ABDL? And how do they know I'm ABDL?
Yeah.
And I remember asking y'all the first time I was here, what percentage of your folks are ABDL? And you're like, I don't know. But can you tell who is ABDL and who's not? Do you have any sense of this when you ship stuff out?
We would really love to know, actually. So if y'all could tell us, that would be great.
You could just write ABDL on your order somewhere.
Well, because now we have our ABDL Twitter, Blue Sky, and Telegram accounts where there's specialized content that's built for the ABDL community.
Yes.
We have an email list for ABDL where they get different emails that have the characters in them and are super fun and engaging and topics that we hope the ABDL community cares about. So if we don't know, we can't send you the awesome stuff. So please come tell us. Sign up for our ABDL mailing list.
Oh, amazing.
That's the way to do it.
You can sign up for that at northshore.com/ABDL.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the page. But that's really that's the only way that we can really tell, if you're on the medical side or on the ABDL side, because everything's really mixed otherwise, right? Which is fine. But it's really the only way besides looking at, are you buying printed product versus non-printed product that we can really tell. But we know a lot of ABDLs love the Megamax, so
this one.
So everything's really,
I do love my Megamax.
Everything's really muddled. But we know we have a lot of ABDL customers. They are very, very vocal, as we've already talked about, and then give us a lot of feedback. So we know it's a large number of our customers, but it's honestly hard to drill down the exact number.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's probably a relief for some folks who are like, I thought you knew. But other folks may want to come sign up, but it sounds like they just opt in. They sign up for the mailing list.
That makes sense, yeah. Speaking of Megamax, I know people are wondering, we already have 5 colors. Do you think there will ever be more colors?
I may have seen color samples for colors.
Stop.
I'm just putting it out there that people, me in particular, I like a print that's fun, but I also just love having I like having that option of different colors. So that's cool. Just kind of want to put that in the zeitgeist. Just,
we did get a couple of suggestions. People want their pastel blue or their light blue. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
The folks are talking about.
We have also received that feedback in the past as well.
I am not shocked.
Sense.
I am not shocked.
That makes sense.
What has been the impact? Diaper Wimp asked this on Reddit, and I think it's such a great question. What is the impact on the company of breaking into the ABDL market? Do you have people on the medical side who are pushing back on this or have complained, hey, I don't like to see that stuff on your website, anything like that?
Not yet. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. I think our truest hope is that if we're about caring and acceptance, our customers are also about caring and acceptance.
Yeah, we have really, from our understanding, we've received really no negative backlash of any kind on the socials. Even when we announced the ABDL page on our regular NorthShore socials, and none of it at any of the shows or stuff that we did prior to kind of breaking into the ABDL shows. So it's all been extremely positive.
That's great. There really hasn't been backlash from your medical customers.
No.
And
awesome.
I'm trying to imagine the positive responses. I would imagine people who use them, on the medical side, maybe would enjoy having more options to choose from, right?
We certainly have a group of customers that buys that wants just something fun. You
Yeah.
know, like underwear comes in different colors and prints
Totally.
and stuff. Can I have my diaper in a different color or
Exactly.
print? You know, they might not go for something that's as maybe ABL coded as crinkles, but
Yeah.
with the foresight, with the stripes or the stars, things like that, that's a little more plain but still a design. I think that's what they go for. But we
That's my
certainly have
sweet
customers
spot.
that also want that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Somebody had asked, Soaked in Texas on FetLife asked, could I get a Supreme in color? And I just want to tell you, Soaked in Texas, you had it at one point. The Supreme Light was in different colors.
Blue and green and
but then the
purple.
Supreme Light went the way of the Dodo. So maybe in the future, Supremes might come in colors as well. But we still have in our diaper vault some
I
of
have
the
some
old
green ones.
ones,
Yeah.
and they had purple ones, and I guess they just didn't sell as well as we might hope. So
We never know what the future holds on colors for like different products. But the Supreme right now just in white, but the Mega Max, lots of color options, of course.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, I want to take a break because I want to listen to our factory tour, and then we're going to
Yes.
come back. We've got a lot more questions, a lot more to talk about. But let's take a quick break and tour the factory here at NorthShore Care. All right, so this is fascinating. I'm here with James Frost, who is walking us through the warehouse, and this is the thing that gets me: is I order on a Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night, and like Wednesday evening, it's in front of my house. Now I'm seeing how it's done. Can you kind of describe the process of what happens when an order comes in here?
Yeah, so an order's going to come in, and it's going to go to our packing and picking crew. They're going to go out with one of our cart robots, and they have a headset and a finger scanner. That headset's going to tell them what to pick, and then they are going to use the finger scanner to scan and verify it's the right item. They're going to add it onto the robot cart. The robot already has a predetermined path that it's going to follow, and go over to the picking area eventually, to then the packing area, where the order's going to get packed and shipped out.
So you've got two levels of confirmation that you're getting the right order. You've got the human being, and they're signing off for electronic tracking. You have a robot picking and a human being verifying this is the right pick.
Yes, and so it's going to be the robot, and then we have the person walking with the robot, and then when it gets to the final packing station too, that's kind of a third layer of verification as well.
This explains why I tend to get the thing I ordered. Plus, we just walked by the free sample area. You guys are awesome about throwing in free samples. And I didn't realize, but you guys are hand packing those as like little freebies into not every order, but into orders.
Yeah, so we have basically a system that looks at your past order history, or if you're like a new customer, and decides based on an algorithm what item is going to go into there, into your order. And then our team there is packing all those samples by hand and putting them into the lane for the robot and the picker to come get.
So as we're walking around, I look up on the screen, and it's got a list of the warehouse orders to pick, orders to pack, and open picks. Right now, orders to pick, 262 orders to pick, 549 orders to pack, 875 open picks. How long is it going to take your warehouse to work through these?
They're going to be through it likely within maybe 5 or 6 hours. And everything that is placed before 7 p.m. Ships out same day, which is just incredible that we're able to work that fast. And the robots and the team that we have here is the big reason that we're able to get orders out so quickly, as many orders out per day, and get accuracy as well.
Yeah, that is nuts. Same day by 7 p.m.
Yep.
That's how you're doing it. Okay, because when I saw these numbers up here, 873 open picks, I'm like, oh no. But you're saying 4 or 5 hours it's done.
Should be, yes. And there was probably, we were not out here at the beginning of the day, but I'm sure there was a lot more orders up on that screen that they've already worked through.
Incredible. There is just so many diapers here. Just so many. I'll show you guys pictures later, but so many diapers here. And I'm really impressed with how efficient the operation is. All right, let's keep walking. All right, so we've walked now the perimeter of the place. We've gone through a little bit. I mean, we can't even cover all this ground. How big is this warehouse?
We have just over 400,000 square foot.
And I don't know how to like tell people how big 400,000 square feet is, but I feel like we're in an indoor football stadium. Like we could easily seat a really good-sized football game here.
It is a lot of diapers. We have a lot of diapers.
No doubt. I'm bad at guessing, but friends, I'll tell you, there are hundreds of thousands of diapers in here, and it's tempting not to walk out with every single one of them. How fun is that factory tour?
I know, there's robots and everything.
There's robots and everything. I wish everybody could see it, but we'll post some pics and some video on our socials.
We got to get some pictures of all the stacks of diapers and the cool machines. So.
Yeah, and there's not like right now a public tour. People can't just walk up and get a tour, but you guys are doing like field trips, right? Like if there are interested groups that want to come.
Yes, so we did a field trip for the Chicago Puddle Scouts ABDL group back in October, where they came out, we did a tour, and we were able to set up pizza and some goodies for them as well. And they got to see like a little tour of our lab. The owner, Adam, was able to kind of walk them through kind of a SAP test, which was really cool.
That's fun.
And we are totally open to, if there's any other local or otherwise groups that want to reach out to us to schedule one of these field trips, we would love to do it.
Okay, that's awesome.
And they should reach out to you? How do they do that?
The best way is to reach out to our customer service ticket line, and then they will tag the appropriate group. Yeah.
Great.
I did notice there are a bunch of customer service people here. If I'm calling North Shore, I'm actually getting somebody here.
Absolutely.
I'm not getting somebody across the world.
You are getting a real person that is here on site.
They're super nice too, by the way. I've called for a couple things and they were super nice.
And they have all gone through ABDL training too, so they are super aware and kind of understand where a lot of your questions are coming from.
Amazing. So I do want to get into, I've noticed that y'all have done, I've seen more social media stuff of late, not just on the ABDL front, but actually sponsoring other influencers or getting sort of connected. Most notably, I think it was Bumblepree has shown up a lot on my Instagram. This seems like a new thing. Tell me about that.
So we met Bumblepree about a year ago now. Just this amazing, bright, vibrant girl that's been making these YouTube videos. And her story, I think, is one that resonates with everybody. You know, we're all about breaking the stigma around adult diapers here. And she's the opposite of every stigma. You know, everyone thinks that folks that wear adult diapers, it's either old folks or it's, women after they've had kids. And here's this 20-something girl with bright pink hair talking about, which adult diapers work well for her. And going through her journey and watching her videos and following her, even for the ABDL community, she's all about, her loving herself and loving her body and finding a way to accept this piece of her. And I think that resonates for everybody.
For sure.
So we started working with her about a year ago, making some cool videos for our social. And now she's in Vice articles and on TV.
I know. She's kind of exploding all over. I connected with her this week and said we'd love to get her on an upcoming episode. What struck me is how open she is. She's not ABDL, right? She's a person with MS, and she openly talks about her incontinence, and she's like, I'm not going to be ashamed of this.
Yeah.
And then Diaper Dynamo I have seen as well.
Yeah, so that's a brand new one for us, but in a very similar vein in that, here's somebody that breaks some of the stigmas around incontinence. Men have incontinence too. Men wear diapers too. He's been making videos for about 9 years now on YouTube. But really practical everyday tips, how to change your diaper in a public restroom, how to keep your diaper discreet at work, how to get through airport security in a diaper. And I think those practical life tips are things that are going to benefit folks with incontinence, but also benefit ABDL folks that want to wear their diaper undercover in their everyday life.
Yeah, I mean, I get those exact same questions frequently from people. So
yeah, we get them all the time, right? Just the basics, how do I go through the basic block and tackle of operating out in the world as a person wearing a diaper?
Yes.
And again, to have two young people as those influencers and talking about how they go through everyday life in diapers, I think is super impactful and helpful for the community that we serve.
Yeah. And you talk about stigma. I know one of the ideas that has sort of pervaded our discussions has been that if you break stigma in one place, you can kind of break it in other places. That maybe by breaking the stigma around incontinence and diaper wearing, maybe we can break the stigma for ABDL and vice versa.
If diapers are just a regular thing for people and you just see diapers on the shelf and you just see diapers available on Amazon, then maybe it's not so big and scary. Maybe it's not a thing that you have to be judged for.
Yeah. I love that mission. I love that mission. I know we had talked about the Megamax, the US Megamax earlier, and you and I actually did kind of a review. Remember the first time we pulled it out?
Yeah, we did, actually.
And we were it was when it first came out.
Yeah.
And we were like, the plastic doesn't feel right. And then sure enough, you guys got a whole bunch of feedback. Tell me what's going on with the US Megamax.
So we appreciate that feedback. And that's what we talked about a little bit about earlier. The ABDL community has always been so vocal with us for the feedback, and that allows us to make a better product. So based on that feedback, we are trying to make a better product. We've looked at some samples, we've made some revisions, and hopefully we'll have a new version ready here soon.
That's so exciting.
We are super excited to see it.
And it's US based. Let's talk tariffs. I have to know. There's all this talk of tariffs. I know nothing's fully enacted yet, but you're talking about investing in your U.S. factory. You also have, I know, a lot of stuff that comes from outside the U.S. What are tariffs going to do to diaper prices, and what are you guys doing about it?
No one knows yet, and I know that's not the answer anybody wants, and it's not us trying to avoid the question. It's just that nothing's been finalized yet. No one knows what the final numbers are or anything, but we are working to have a two-party solution so that we will have U.S. manufacturing and still have manufacturing in China. So hopefully you guys can try the new USA product and love it, and then if you still love the Chinese product, you can buy that too.
So what happens like when you get that feedback? Like when people are like, we're mad. Like where does it go? And I just would love to know, how did it affect this course?
Oh, it goes to Adam first thing. So like when you
the CEO.
Yes, when you are sending your comments and your feedback and like what you love and what you hate, like he reads every single one of those messages. They don't just go to some random folder somewhere. And then hopefully we make changes when we need to.
I love that.
I mean, I've always seen that as, well, actually, I wanted to ask this question earlier. You said that Adam was aware of our community 2 years in. How long has NorthShore even been a business?
We just celebrated 22 years.
It was 2002, so...
Oh, yeah.
22, almost 23 years. That's amazing. So I've always seen throughout the course of me, I've been wearing diapers like over a decade now, that it seems like that you are always innovating and you're always changing and having new versions. And so I don't think this is going to be any different, right? That's just kind of the same course that you guys have always taken is, let's make a better product. How can we do that?
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, one of the questions that we got was, why don't I see you more in, like, we had a person on Reddit who works in healthcare, and they're like, why don't I see you in my healthcare facility? Why don't I see you in the hospitals and nursing homes? Is that just not part of the strategy? Is it unavailable? Like, why is that?
We would love to be in hospitals and nursing homes. We do make a premium product, and sometimes that does come at a little bit of a higher price point. But one thing that we've discovered along the way, too, is that for folks that are in nursing homes, half the time the families supply the product. So we can ship that product directly to that nursing home.
I didn't know that.
But right now,
if you work in a nursing home and you'd like our products, tell the families about it.
I know that it is a premium product, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have chosen to continue to be a premium product, so it's expensive.
Yep.
Yes. Speaking of availability, let's talk about international availability. We got folks from Korea who wrote, folks from Japan who wrote, folks from the EU who wrote and said, why can't I get your thing here? Why can't I have it? Why can't they have your product?
So I think honestly, the easiest way for you to get product in your local area is if you know of a medical shop or a fetish shop that already carries or is open to carrying ABDL product or just diapers in general, is to reach out to them and have them reach out to us with a wholesale request. That's going to be the quickest way for us to get it there. We have some limited resellers that are over in those areas, mostly Europe. We don't really have a lot of Asian ones. A couple, though, but they're more lean the ABDL way, so you might not find them. But we do have a list of all of our retailers on our website. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, we have a authorized resale link as well as an international resale link. And you can view all the ones that we currently have.
Okay. That's helpful to know. I just feel bad because I here I am bragging about how I get like next day shipping, and there are people that, can I just please get some?
True, yeah. We are lucky, aren't we?
Are there, I guess, I'm curious about other upcoming things, upcoming launches, anything new coming down the pike that we should be getting excited about?
We do have Kiddo.
Yeah, Kiddo diapers are coming soon. So while everybody wants the pack diaper and we are working diligently on it, in the meantime, we figured we'd have some more fun prints and patterns and are bringing in 2 styles of the Kiddo.
Yeah, we are super excited to be able to work with them and carry their line here, and we hope that will help kind of supplement things again until we get the pack diaper up and running. Along with that, we're also working on some new diaper panel stickers that we hope to add here soon that will also kind of fill some other niches, some other design niches within the community.
Okay.
Oh, that's so fun.
It is.
I love that.
And I know we're all like waiting on those packs of actual full plastic diapers with designs on them, but the panels will hold us over in the meantime. Kiddo make the extreme diaper, right?
They do, yes. But we're actually going to be carrying the Fluffy Fly.
Okay.
And the Kiddo Playtime.
Okay. Very
Yep.
cool.
So we'll have
That's the one that comes in 20, right? 20 in
Yes,
the pack?
yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is a unique package, but it's a lot of fun. So that'll feel more of our kind of like AB niche that we don't have a lot of.
Yeah.
And then the Fluffy Fly does fill that kind of middle, but also cloth and Velcro option that we also don't have at this time. So I think that'll really help us out as well.
Yeah,
I'm such a fan of clothy dips.
I was gonna
and
say-
I haven't tried those yet. I need to try those.
The hardcore like hook and loop folks and the hardcore cloth folks have just been praying for more of those. So I'm glad those are coming.
We have options now, yes.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But we also have our friends that are like, all plastic all the time.
Anything else, friends, that you want to share that we haven't asked about, and then we want to follow up with like how to connect with you?
So we do want to say that we have the next time that you can find us is going to be at BFC Virtual Plushie Invasion. So we're going to be doing a AMA Ask NorthShore panel on March 15th, 1:30 PT, 3:30 Central Time. And come there, ask us any questions, and we're actually going to be raffling off a free ticket to the event if you want to go. So make sure to follow us on Blue Sky. That's at NorthShore ABDL, and you'll see the rules and how to enter for that raffle.
That's so great. And BFC is Baby FurCon, right?
Baby FurCon, yes.
Cool.
I definitely know what Blue Sky is because I'm hip and I know what that is. I'm so old. I just got on Reddit, man. I just got on Reddit. I'm going to have to catch up.
I'm glad that you guys are on Blue Sky. That's great. So many people are going over to that platform. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Anything else, Lola, we should be asking about? Anything else you want to know about?
When can I design my own diaper?
Oh, I'm telling you, man, the Love and Brief collab with NorthShore, it's got to happen. We're going to make it happen.
That'd be so fun.
Wouldn't it be fun?
That
We
would
are
be
not
so
quite
fun.
there yet.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's keep working on it.
The future is a long time.
Well, James, Nicole, thank you both for the invitation to come up here and sit and talking with us. I think the ABDL community is pretty stoked based on all the responses we got about what y'all are working on.
Well, thanks for coming up and having the conversation, and just to the ABDL community in general. Thank you guys for being so accepting of us as well.
Thank you so much for, again, having us on. And for anyone listening, we have a special offer for Love and Brief listeners. You can now use code LIB10 for 10% off your next order over $50, and that is valid through April 21st.
Can I use it?
Absolutely.
All right. Hot dog. Code
You
LIB.
buried the coupon code.
I didn't even know about the coupon code until
great.
this moment. New code LIB10 for 10% off. I will
That's
be
amazing.
using this immediately.
This has been such a joy.
It really has.
And you guys are so generous and kind, and I love being here, and I love getting to talk about diapers, and we got to do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Friends, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us on Instagram. We have our own Instagram account, Love and Brief, the podcast, that is. You can also hit me up, Resonant Yes, on Instagram or Tumblr, or you can hit me up on FetLife as Resonant Yes.
And now Reddit.
And now Reddit. If
You're
people-
like doing stuff on Reddit.
I'm all
which
over the
is
place.
exciting.
What about you, Lola?
Oh, folks can find me. I'm Lola, and then some. Of course, the last O is a 0 on Tumblr, naturally, or on Fet, or check out my JFF. But I'm around.
Awesome. And we'll look forward to chatting with you guys more in the forums on Reddit and FetLife. But in the meantime, this has been another episode of Love in Brief.
Love in Brief.